So, have you all enjoyed your evening so far?
Yes.
Good. So, I'm here to answer any questions that you might have about WinterFest, how we do the things we do, how we transform to scary, from scary to merry, any of those questions you might have. I'm here for you. So, what's up? Yeah.
How long does it take to learn that performance?
Yeah, so our cast join us on November 1st. We're pretty fortunate. About 95% of our cast this year were with us for Halloween, which is great. So some of those folks were monsters during Haunt, so you might have seen them in mazes and zones. A lot of those folks become elves for our attractions. We debuted 2 parades this year, which was for Halloween, which was really exciting. And a lot of that parade, what we call a gantry team, joined us for our Christmas parade gantry team. So that was pretty exciting for us. And again, about 90% of our performers you saw during Halloween in one way, shape, or form, which is really, really fun that we get to have folks join us for about a 6-month contract.
That's
Yeah.
Do you find scary or merry to be more complex?
Both. So it depends, right? So Halloween is tough. Some of you have heard me say this before. Halloween, as theme parks do it now, is much tougher than it was 20 years ago when theme parks started doing Halloween for a few reasons. One, you can go to an escape room in the middle of the summer if you want to. You used to not be able to do that, right? In 2000, when parks really started Halloween, especially like the Paramount Park started Halloween, that wasn't an option. You could only, during Halloween, watch scary movies during Halloween, right? There was not like a summer slasher movie that came out in the middle of July, and now there is. People who love horror and gore are able to they have their own version of Netflix. So the psychology of scare has shifted significantly, and we've had to shift significantly too. So Paranormal is a great example of that. Paranormal is not a bloody, gory, nasty, filthy maze. It is a psychological maze, which is pretty fun. There's a lot of jump scares in there too, but so Halloween is difficult for that reason, right? Everyone's afraid of something different. I'm afraid of snakes. You guys have heard me say this. I'm afraid of snakes. We will never do a snake maze ever, ever, ever.
Yes.
I promise you, because I won't be able to produce it. Christmas and the holiday season is different because the holidays mean different things to different people. So there's some folks who this holiday season is tough, and so we get to build a place that feels like home, that feels warm, even if it's experiences that aren't real, right? Not everyone decorated cookies with Mrs. Claus as a kid growing up, but it's a thing that you told yourself you did. So we get to bring a lot of that to life, which is really exciting. What's also really exciting about Halloween, about the holiday season, is for us at the park level, it feels like a big deep breath, right? Halloween is a lot of work. For those of you all know that, right? And so today is the day that across the board, I think our 4 o'clock duty meeting, where all the managers on duty check in with each other, the 4 o'clock meeting was just right? So for us, the holiday season, I think, as a park is more fun because, yes, we're still operating, so we want to maintain things as safe and as effectively and efficiently as possible, but it's fun for us, right? It won't surprise me if there's managers in the next few weeks who are just passing out candy canes because they can, right? You don't get to do that for Halloween. So yeah, both things are tough for different reasons. Yeah. What else?
What was the light count?
The light count? So last year was 5 million lights, and I lied to some of you. If you were here, I told you we were going to add another million in Aeronautica. And I lied. There is still just 5 million lights, but we've moved some lights around. So, still 5. Yeah, what else?
What's your chance to see the Night Before Christmas show? Super fun audience interaction show.
Yeah.
You know that was new for this year. What goes into developing what's new, and where does the idea start?
Yeah, so Twas is one of my favorite shows that we've ever done. A surprise for none of you, I love cheesy, campy, over-the-top things, just as a human. That's just who I am. So we did that show actually during our Taste of the Seasons event in 2020. It was one of our COVID shows, and it got put in the vault. And we were like, oh, hold on, this show is really fun. It's really engaging. It's really interactive. And I said, oh, we need to bring that back. So that show, we're pretty fortunate. Our friend Rebecca wrote it for us. She also is the same person who wrote the scripting for the Tinker's Reindeer Roundup you might have seen around the park. She's written a lot of shows for Cedar Fair throughout the past few years. So when it comes to producing something new, we take a step back and say, who are we trying to make this for? Is this a family show? Is this an adult-focused show? Is this an atmosphere show? Twas is considered an atmosphere show. Our Down Home Duo in the Gazebo is considered an atmosphere show. Or is it a full production show like Tinker's Toy Factory or Cool Yule Christmas? Or even Peanuts Guide to Christmas and Harmony Hall. And once we can answer some of those filtered questions, it helps us figure out what we need to do. and what our next steps are. Usually when it comes to creating a new show, we like to start about this time the year before, right? So like we started Halloween conversations already for next year. Summer is pretty much buttoned up, which is great. So we'll start Christmas conversations once we all get back from Thanksgiving about what the programming options are. What's great about Cedar Fair is while WinterFest is pretty much a consistent package across the parks that offer it, there are a few differences. There are a few shows that have never happened here that have happened at other parks that we always talk about, what if we did that? Or, right, going back to the question about the number of performers we have, how do those folks, what do we need at Halloween to make Christmas feel different?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Do you have a favorite for WinterFest? Any particular show or element your favorite this year?
I am so proud of Amanda, who's my entertainment manager. She did the tacky sweater bar by herself.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I'm so proud of her. She really knocked that out. And what's so fun is it is distinctly Amanda. She loves like mid-century stuff, and she was like, "These are the sofas I'm getting." And I said, "That's not what I would have done, but they were perfect." I was gonna put you guys in like really uncomfortable Santa chairs, and she was like, "No one's gonna want to sit and drink in that." And I said, "Well, they made that choice." Tacky sweater bar is something I'm really proud of this year.
Absolutely.
One of the things, you all have heard me say this, that is important to me and the entertainment team is supporting some of our revenue generating partners like merchandise and food and beverage. And the tacky sweater bar is a great example of that. St. Nick's Picks is a great example of that as well this year. We had pretty big dreams about a week and a half ago of putting Santa in Camp Theater. And then we started setting it up, and it just wasn't the right answer. And we very quickly knew it wasn't the right answer, and we put him back where he was. And my production team was able to, within, 12 hours, make the experience you saw, which was really fun to like manage that insanity. It was really fun. One of the other things that I hope you guys are experiencing is everything this year. I told my team to think about what the 8-year-old version of them wanted for Christmas. And that was our filter for all of it. So the boardwalk has some new hollow balls hanging in the sky, which are really fun. I got on this kick for Mrs. Claus's cookies that like her sprinkles are in gumball machines for some reason. I don't know why I did that, but they are, and it's like really fun to me. So those are the elements this year that I'm really proud of, is that we really leaned into like the childlike wonder of what the holiday season could be. And then I don't know if you guys saw Holiday Traditions up by St. Nick's Picks in the Crossroads area of the park. My production manager, Mark, did a killer job making something. Oh, the fudge man over here. But Mark did a killer job of producing, what we used to call Religious Row, where we had the light up menorah and the light up Kina, and we had the nativity scene. There's a story there, and every hour we actually have voiceovers from members of the leadership team here at the park about their holiday traditions, which is really, really lovely and endearing. So, yeah.
Cool.
What else?
What made you change the, because the little trolley used to go around.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, I didn't get to see it, of course, but I guess it's stationary
Yeah.
and a show there this time.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that's going around, or that's just... you just
Yeah,
decided-
so, that goes back to, like, the reflecting on what our guests really want. The Holly Jolly Trolley Show has been part of WinterFest since 2017, and it is a good show. It is a show full of bodies, and it is a show that, all things considered, because it is an atmosphere show, we don't get credit for it, right? So we like it, right? But it doesn't travel it's not a horse-drawn carriage like on Make Sure USA, and the show itself isn't a quick, like, 3-minute thing, right? It is a show that you, like, need to, like, sit and enjoy, and rarely did we find people doing that. So we often look at our guest notes and feedback and say, okay, is this show worth it? And there are things that are worth it, right? The trolley itself is a giant set piece. We would have been stupid not to put that out. You'll see some of these Tinkers performers will be in trolley costumes in the parade, right? Because that trolley unit is our first unit. But the show itself, we were like, it's okay that this retires. It's been with us for a minute, so let's give it the chance to breathe. So, and that's the fun part too, is WinterFest is now officially 6 years old, and so we all as a company are saying, what is the next version of this experience, right? What things are we doing that push the needle or that feel exciting or engaging? What else? Yeah.
What percentage of the the entertainment, the options are, come from you guys versus what comes from corporate?
Yeah, about Winterfest itself as a package is at about 90% corporate driven. So most of these shows and offerings are across the Cedar Fair portfolio at Winterfest Parks. But we do get to make choices like, again, Twas is a great example. Reindeer Games, which we had for the past few years, is a great example. So there's some of those elements that we get to choose. But when it comes to like large production shows, again, like Tinker's Toy Factory or Cool Yo Christmas, those are pretty set. What else? What's y'all's favorite part so far?
The food.
The food?
It's great.
Yeah. Okay,
The
sweater.
bar was pretty cool.
But yeah, the sweater,
Sweater
thing,
bar.
yeah.
Yeah, the sweater bar.
Yes.
You made a mug? Yes. Good. Good. Anyone else make crafts? Oh, well, you guys have to make crafts at some point. Absolutely. Absolutely. Go with another question?
Well, it might be too early to ask. Do you see any like major changes or anything with this event with the Six Flags merger?
No, again, we're really excited about the merger. There's still a lot of details that we don't have answers to. And once those answers are buttoned up, I'm excited to see what could be.
As a PR person, quickly answers after that.
Yeah,
question.
exactly. Yeah. Courtney was like waiting. Like,
And that's it, guys.
yeah.
This guy brought crafts to a meeting, and it was so important for him, and to share that holiday spirit, and Christmas is through and through with him, so we really appreciate it. You guys have any other questions, concerns? Shares? And we love Ryan?